Students, greetings of the day. So, this session it is a continuation of the first unit, the universe and the solar system. In our last session, we saw about the universe, galaxy, solar system, sun and the planets. So, what does mean by universe? So, universe it is a vast expanse of the space. Universe is a vast expanse of the space. Then what does mean by galaxy? So, it is nothing but huge cluster of stars which are held together by the gravitational force. So, the huge cluster of stars which are held together by gravitational force is known as galaxy. So, next one, solar system. The solar system it consists of the sun, then the 8 planets and dwarf planets, asteroids, meteors, then comets, etc. Okay. So, the sun is at the center of the solar system. So, the sun is self-luminous. That means it can lightened by its own. All the planets, it revolves around the sun. Okay. So, the sun, it is made up of the hot gases such as the helium and hydrogen. The path in which the planets revolve around the sun is known as orbit. The elliptical path in which the planets it revolves around the sun is known as the orbit. Okay. So, next one, planets. Planets means wanderer. The planets they used to revolve around the sun. So, totally there are 8 planets are there. What are the 8 planets? They are first one Mars, Venus, Earth, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So, these are all the 8 planets which revolve around the sun. Okay. So, in today's session, we are going to see about the dwarf planets, moon, motions of earth and spheres of earth. So, first one dwarf planets. So, what are the dwarf planets? The Ceres, Ris, Makemake, Pluto and Haumea. So, these are the 5 dwarf planets. Okay. So, these dwarf planets they are situated beyond the planet Neptune. Okay. So, these dwarf planets they are always cool, they are very cool and dark because these dwarf planets they are located far away from the sun. So, they are always dark and cool. Okay. So, unlike the planets they use their own orbit to revolve around the sun. But these dwarf planets they can share the other dwarf planets orbits to move revolve around the sun. Okay. So, next one moon. So, moon. So, it is a celestial body which revolves around the planet earth. So, moon is a celestial body which revolves around the planet. So, moon is the only natural planet of the earth. So, it is the only natural, the moon is the only natural satellite which revolves around the sun. Okay. So, the distance between the moon and the earth is 3,84,400 kilometer. So, the distance between the moon and our earth is 3,84,400 kilometer. So, this moon it does not consist of atmosphere. So, the surface of the moon is made up of the craters. Okay. So, the craters means the opening of the volcanoes. So, moon it is a natural body. It is a celestial body which revolves around the planets. Okay. So, next one we are going to see about the asteroids. Asteroids. So, asteroids are small solid objects that move around the sun. So, this is a small objects that it moves around the sun. Okay. So, it is found as a belt between the planets Mercury and Jupiter. So, this asteroids it found as a belt between Mercury and Jupiter. So, this asteroids they are too small to be called as a planet. The size of the asteroids are very small. Okay. So, this asteroids they are also known as planetoids or minor planets because of the size. The size is too small. Okay. So, therefore, these asteroids they are also known as planetoids or minor planets. Okay. So, next one comets. So, what is meant by comet? So, a comet it is a celestial object it is made up of head and tail. Okay, so a comet is a celestial object that is made of head and tail. Okay, so the head of the comet is made up of the solid particles and the ice, and the tail of the comet is made up of gases. Okay, so the head of the comet, it is made up of solid particles and ice, and the tail of the comet is made up of gases. Okay, so next one, meteors and meteorites. Okay, so the meteors are stone like or metallic body. The meteors are stone like or metallic body. When this meteors, it reaches the earth's surface, it enters into the atmosphere, most of them burn. Okay, so often these meteors are looking like it will be looked as the streaks of light. Most of the time the meteors will look as the streaks of light. So therefore these meteors are also known as the shooting stars. Okay, the meteors which reach the earth's surface is known as meteorites. So meteors, it is a stone like or metallic body. When it reaches the earth's atmosphere, it gets burned. Okay, so the meteors which reach the earth's surface is known as meteorites. Okay, so first, what is meant by asteroids? So this is a small solid object that move around the sun. These asteroids are small in size. Okay, so it found as a belt between the Mercury and Jupiter. So these asteroids are also known as planetoids or minor planets. Okay, so next one, comets. A comet is a celestial body which is made up of head and tail. The head of the comet is made up of solid particles and ice, and the tail is made up of gases. So next one, meteors and meteorites. So a meteor, it is a stone like or metallic body. When it reaches the earth's atmosphere, most of them burn. Okay, so as it is looking as a streaks of light, this meteors, they are also known as shooting stars. Okay, so the meteors which reach the earth's surface is known as meteorites. Okay, so the next one is motions of earth. So what is the motions of the earth? Have you ever noticed the sun in the morning, afternoon or in the evening? Is it in the same place? No. Okay, so it is seen in the east in the morning and overhead in the afternoon, and it is seen in the west in the evening. Do you know the reason? So this is because of the constant movement of the earth around the sun. The earth, it revolves around the sun. So you have already know that our earth is spherical in shape. Okay, so it is inclined at an angle of 23.5 degree Celsius. So our earth is spherical in shape and it is inclined of an axis that is inclined in an angle of 23.5 degree Celsius. Okay, so now we are going to see about the rotation of the earth. Okay, so what does mean by rotation? So rotation, it is the spinning movement of the earth around on its axis. Okay, so what is rotation? It is the spinning. So look here. So it is the spinning movement of the earth on its axis. So what is meant by rotation? The spinning movement of the earth on its axis is known as rotation. Okay, so the earth, it moves from west to east. That is, it moves in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so it moves from the west to east. Okay, the sun, it takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds to complete one rotation. The earth takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.9 seconds to complete one rotation. The time which are taken by the earth to complete one rotation is known as a day. The time taken by the earth to complete one rotation means it has to revolve around it. Okay, so the time taken by the earth to complete one rotation is a day. Okay, so it takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds to complete one rotation. Okay, so as the earth is spherical in shape, it is inclined at an angle of 23.5 degrees Celsius. So it is illuminated by the sun. Only one half of the earth is illuminated by the sun. What does mean by illuminated? It is lightened. Okay. So as it is spherical in shape, if the sun it is above the earth, when the earth rotates, only one half of the earth is illuminated by the sun. So the other half it remains dark. Okay. So therefore the illuminated portion of the earth it gets the day, and the darkened half of the earth it gets night. Okay. So this is the reason for day and night. So because of the rotation of the earth, we are getting day and night. Okay. So the spinning movement of the earth is known as rotation. Our earth takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds to complete one rotation. Okay. So as it is spherical in shape, only one half of the earth is illuminated by the sun. Okay. So the part which is illuminated by the sun is known as, it gets the day, and the other half which is dark part, okay, that the other half it will be get night. Okay. So next one, terminator line. What does mean by terminator line? The line which divides the earth into two halves, that is the lightened half and the darkened half. Okay. So the line which divides the earth into the lightened half and dark half is known as the terminator line. Okay. So next one, the revolution of the earth. Next one, revolution of the earth. The movement of earth around the sun on its elliptical path is known as revolution. So the movement of the earth around the sun in its elliptical path is known as revolution. Okay. So consider this as a sun. Okay. So this is our earth. Okay. So the earth it rotates around the sun. Okay. So the movement of the earth around the sun in its elliptical path is known as revolution. Okay. So our earth it takes 365 and quarter days. Okay. So our earth takes 365 and quarter days to complete one revolution. Okay. So our earth it revolves around the sun at a speed of 30 kilometer. It revolves around the sun at a speed of 30 kilometer per second. Okay. So for our convenience, we are taking this 365 days as a year, and this quarter days is added in every 4 years in the month of February. So that's why we are getting 29 days in the month of February for every 4 years. Okay. So and that year will be known as the leap year. Okay. So the movement of the earth around the sun on its elliptical path is known as revolution. Our sun it takes 365 and quarter days to complete one revolution. It revolves around the sun at a speed of 30 kilometer per second. Okay. So next one, the northern hemisphere. So look here. So this is the northern hemisphere and this one is the southern hemisphere. Okay. So the northern hemisphere of the earth it is inclined. The northern hemisphere of the earth inclined towards the sun for the 6 months. Okay. That is from 21st March to 23rd September. From 21st March to 23rd September, for the 6 months, the northern hemisphere of the earth is tilted towards the earth. Okay. So then from 23rd September to 21st March, the southern hemisphere of the earth is tilted towards the sun. This is due to the revolution of the earth. So this equator. So look here, this is the equator. It is the center line. Okay. So equator is the center line. So this equator it directly faces the sun on 21st March and 23rd September. Okay. So these two days are known as the equinoxes. The day in which the equator it directly faces the sun is known as the equinoxes. That is the 21st March and 23rd September. So these 2 days it will have the equal day and night. Okay, so on 21st March and 23rd September, the day and night will be equal. Okay, so next one, summer solstice. Okay, so on 21st June, the tropic of Cancer, it faces the sun. Okay, so this is known as the summer solstice. On 21st June, the tropic of Cancer, it directly faces the sun. Okay, so this is known as the summer solstice. Here the northern hemisphere, it has the longer day, and the southern hemisphere, it has long night. The northern hemisphere will have long day, and the southern hemisphere will get the long night. Okay, then winter solstice. On 22nd December, the tropic of Capricorn, which is at the southern hemisphere, it directly faces the sun. Okay, so this is known as the winter solstice. Here the southern hemisphere, it consists of the long day, and the northern hemisphere, it has the long night. Okay, so this is the summer and winter solstice. So now what is meant by revolution? The movement of the earth on its axis in an elliptical path, it revolves around the sun. It is known as the revolution. The movement of earth around the sun on its elliptical path is known as revolution. It takes 365 and quarter days to complete one revolution. The earth, it revolves around the sun at a speed of 30 km per second. Okay, so the 21st June, the tropic of Cancer, it faces directly the sun. So therefore this is known as the summer solstice. So therefore the northern hemisphere, it gets the long day, and the southern hemisphere gets long night. On 22nd December, the tropic of Capricorn, it directly faces the sun. Therefore the southern hemisphere, it experiences long day, and the northern hemisphere, it experiences long night. Students, let us watch a video about the rotation and revolution of the earth.
The Earth and its movements. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun, and it has a unique characteristic that no other planet we know has. It's the only one that has life on it. Life of all types, plants, animals. Its average temperature is 15 degrees Celsius, and because our planet also has water and an atmosphere, it is the perfect place for life. Like other planets of the solar system, the Earth moves in two different ways. One is called rotation, and the other is called revolution. Rotation is the movement of the Earth on its own axis. Rotate means to turn, so the Earth turns around a slightly inclined imaginary line that joins the two poles called the axis. Do you know how long it takes to make a complete turn? It takes 24 hours to make one rotation. Think about it for a second. One day and night together, lasts 24 hours too. So the movement of rotation causes day and night. Interesting, right? Now let's see the movement of revolution. As you can see in the pictures, the Earth goes around the Sun in an elliptical orbit. That might sound a little strange, but if you look, you'll see it's simply the journey that the Earth makes around the Sun. Do you know how long it takes the Earth to make a complete revolution around the Sun? Well, it takes 365 days. Exactly 1 year. This revolution movement is what makes the spring with its colourful flowers, the hot summer full of fun, the autumn when leaves fall from the trees to the ground, and the cold and frosty winter. So let's remember the two kinds of movement that the Earth makes. There is rotation, which is the Earth turning around itself, causing day and night, which lasts exactly 24 hours, the same as a whole day. And there is revolution, which is the Earth travelling around the Sun, which takes 365 days and causes the seasons. So now you know the movements of the Earth. Goodbye everyone, and don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning.
Students, have you all watched the video? So the next one is space of Earth. Okay. So the Earth is the most suitable planet to support the life, because the Earth it is composed of the lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. So it is known as the four realms of the Earth. Okay. So our Earth is the only planet to support our life. Okay. So the Earth consists of, that is, land, soil and air and good climatic condition to support life. Okay. So it is most suitable, it is the most suitable planet that, and it is the only planet to support life. Okay. So all living things exist in a narrow zone is known as the biosphere. The Earth consists of four spheres. Okay. So what are they? The lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. Okay. So now we are going to see about this four spheres of Earth. Okay. So first one, lithosphere. The word lithosphere, it is derived from the Greek word lithos. It means rocky. So the word lithosphere, it is derived from the Greek word lithos. It means rocky. Okay. So this lithosphere, it is the solid outer cover of the Earth. The lithosphere, it is the solid outer cover of the Earth. Okay. So this lithosphere, it is composed of the rocks and soil. So lithosphere, it is derived from the Greek word lithos, which means rocky. So lithosphere, it is the solid outer cover of the Earth, and it is composed of rocks and soils. Okay. So next one, hydrosphere. What is meant by hydrosphere? The word hydrosphere, it is derived from the Greek word hydros, which means water. So lithosphere means rocky. So this one is water. Okay. So the word hydrosphere, it is derived from the Greek word hydro, which means water. Okay. So our Earth consists of the different kinds of water bodies, such as the oceans, the seas, rivers, lakes, then water vapor, ice caps, etc. So these are, our Earth is composed of water bodies. Okay. So this water is the major requirement for the living organisms. Okay. So the hydrosphere, it is derived from the Greek word hydro, which means water. Okay. So next one, atmosphere. The atmosphere, it is derived from the Greek word atmo. Okay. So the word atmosphere, it is derived from the Greek word atmo, which means air. So this layer, it is the outer cover of the Earth. So our Earth is composed of an outer cover called atmosphere, and it is made up of different varieties of gases. Okay. So our atmosphere, it consists of 78% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen. The remaining, there may be some of the gases are composed in the atmosphere. Okay. So the word atmosphere, it is derived from the Greek word atmos, which means air. Okay. So it is an outer cover, it is an outer envelope around the Earth. Okay. So next one, biosphere. So the word, what is meant by biosphere? The word biosphere, it is derived from the Greek word bio. Okay. So which means life. So this biosphere, this word is derived from the Greek word bio, which means life. Okay. So all living things exist in a narrow zone called biosphere. So this biosphere, it supports most of the living organisms to survive. Okay. So this biosphere, it's also known as an ecosystem. Okay. So our earth consists of 4 spheres, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. So lithosphere, it is the outermost layer of the earth. It is composed of rocks and soils. The hydrosphere, this layer, it is derived from the Greek word hydro, which means water. It consists of numerous water bodies. Next one, atmosphere. So it is an envelope around the earth. Okay, so it is composed of different types of gases. Then biosphere, all living things that exist in a narrow zone called biosphere. So these are the 4 spheres of the earth which supports our living beings. Okay. Okay students, our first unit is over. Have you all understood the lesson? Okay, once again I will summarize this lesson. So our lesson is the universe and solar system. What is meant by universe? The vast expanse of space is known as universe. Then galaxies. What is meant by galaxy? It is a huge cluster of stars which are held together by gravitational forces known as the galaxy. Okay. So our Milky Way galaxy is a part of our solar system, is a part of Milky Way galaxy. Okay. So next one, the solar system. So the solar system, it consists of sun, the 8 planets, then the comets, meteors, then asteroids, etc. Okay. Next one, sun. Okay, the sun is also a star. It is located at the center of the solar system. All the planets revolve around the sun. Okay, so there are 8 planets are there. What are they? They are Mars, Venus, Earth, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So there are 8 planets are there in the solar system. The planets revolve around the sun. The elliptical path in which the planets revolve around the sun is known as orbit. Okay. So next one, dwarf planets. So this dwarf planets, they are located far away from Neptune. Okay. So there are 5 dwarf planets are there. Okay. So next one, moon. So the moon is a natural, it is a celestial body and it is the only natural satellite which revolves around our planet Earth. Okay. So the moon, it takes 27 days to complete one rotation. Okay. So the distance between the Earth and the moon is 3,84,400 kilometer. Okay. So there are 4 spheres in the Earth. They are lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. Okay. So students, do you have any doubt? If you have any doubt means you can ask me. Okay. So then what is our today's assignment? You have to read the textbook thoroughly. Okay. So you go through once and you have to mark the answers by your own. Okay. You take the 1 mark questions and read the questions thoroughly and you answer the questions. Okay. We can see in the next session. Okay. Thank you students. Thank you all.